Hey guys, Huzz here bringing you another video. Now this is the start to a brand new series on the channel that I'll most likely be doing one per every week. Now it is a replay analysis series. I've been wanting to do this type of series for quite some time, and this is episode 1. So all I'll say is this is obviously the bare bones. It's going to be fairly new to me, so if you have any suggestions, etc., please put them in the comments below, as I will take them on board. Now the game we are playing or highlighting today is sent in by the Irelia, who I think you pronounce it Edian. He is a Twitch subscriber. Now I thought I'd mention this is episode 1, so just to highlight, if you personally want your replay, if you like the series and you want your replay analysed, you get priority if you do subscribe on the Twitch channel. It's a way for me to give back to the people that do support the stream, which, you know, I really do appreciate. But, so this series aims... You know, obviously I have the Smurf series, which aims to kind of show people on a regular basis of these are mistakes that happen, and it's okay to make mistakes. Now, this series is going to just highlight the mistakes even more. Give critique, give advice. Now, obviously, my advice and critique is my own opinion, and you can disagree to my opinion, that's completely fine, but my opinion is based on being, you know, used to be a Diamond 1 player. Currently, I'm sitting in Diamond 2 on my main account, and I've got a Smurf in Diamond 3, and also a Smurf in Platinum 5, which is obviously the YouTube Smurf account. Now, just to go through a couple things and what would be going through my head in this game right now if I was this Irelia. So I'm in Irelia, I am a mid-late game monster, and I'm against a Jarvan top lane. Jarvan is a strong early game champion, and he also has Ignite. You know, make sure you look at that summoner spell Ignite. You are not going to win the early game as Irelia unless this Jarvan completely mucks up or your jungler has an amazing gank for you and it just manages to go well. So I would never trade with this Jarvan, or I would potentially just stun him and then run away. Right now Irelia is looking to trade, which again I think is a mistake. Just simply take your CS, you know, with your last sitting with Q, build up a bit of gold. You've got the teleport advantage, so do an early teleport and then come back with a few items above the Jarvan to give you that power spike before him. Now, the worst thing that can happen when you're playing against a teleport in top lane is dying early on. Eventually, Irelia will outscale this Jarvan. She has teleport as well, so in the late game, she will beat him. But if Jarvan gets ahead, then she's going to have a very hard time. So she is getting poked a little bit too much for my liking. She's going fairly aggressive, and she's also getting Q'd a lot in the face. So right now, if I was this Irelia, I'd be very careful. I may even back. I would back right now because I am probably going to guess that Jarvan's going to go for an all-in and he's going to kill her. Okay, that happened. So that was a big mistake by Irelia on Q, but the problem with that is Irelia jumped on the Jarvan. Now, I thought it would be the other way around. I thought that the Irelia, or the Jarvan would jump on the Irelia with Ignite. Now, here comes a teleport. This could potentially be a kill. She is tanking minions, but again, that's okay. Jarvan's now realized he doesn't have mana to Q to travel, and there's a kill. Okay, so that's a not bad kill. I would probably say teleporting to the minion was okay. Normally, I'd teleport to tower if I had an option, but to get the kill is good. So that's basically Jarvan just simply not respecting that Irelia has the teleport, and Irelia fully using that, obviously. Now, right now, CS, they're dead even. Now, Jarvan has bought a pickaxe, so alarm bells are ringing in my ear again, saying that this guy is definitely stronger than me right now. He's still, you know, early game monster. It's still rather early game. Definitely a level 6, you know, Cataclysm. Jarvan's ultimate does more than Irelia's ultimate in a duel. So I would still be careful, especially that he has bought a pickaxe. So I might have even bought, you can see the damage, I may have even bought a cloth armor instead of, I think she bought the longsword. That's just me. So we're just going to keep CSing, we're going to keep speeding up this game. There will be points that I may pause the game, there may be points that I rewind if needed. But again, we are just highlighting the Irelia. Later in the game when team fights happen, obviously then we'll be going in as a whole, but for now I'm just targeting in on this Irelia. So again, she's kind of prone to getting Q'd a lot in the face. Again, she's still getting Q'd, so this is one of two things. This is Jarvan playing fairly well, knowing that he can abuse that, but that also this is Irelia kind of allowing him to do it. Now again, I would probably not advise the Irelia to fight the Jarvan right now. You know, he still has that Ignite Summoner spell, which is back on cooldown right now, or up on cooldown. So yeah, I wouldn't fight him, but don't let him win the lane for free. Don't let him just bully you, because right now you can see in the CS department, the last hitting, last time I mentioned it, they were both on 25. Right now, Jarvan is 20 above the Irelia. Now, she is missing a lot of CS under tower, and I forgot to mention earlier, she was actually missing under tower. Now, Hecarim is looking for a gank. The one thing Irelia has going for her is now she's doing a fairly good ultimate, and Hecarim is not level 6 yet. He may be level 6 very soon. He's actually going to find the Blitzcrank, and that could be a dead Blitzcrank. There's not much I can say about Blitzcrank jungle, obviously. I have seen it work. You know, this guy, you know, this I think is a fairly recent game. And Cutie Pie obviously has been playing it on stream. Now I'm just going to slow down the game a little bit. I'm just going to look around the map because the enemy team just kind of just completely cleaned everywhere. So mid lane won, or just killed the Kassadin. Bot lane just killed people. And again, in top lane, they're not winning the lane. So this game is looking rather grim. The enemy team is already 1,200 gold ahead. Jarvan has now got Irelia to half health. Obviously also having Ignite, so he can potentially just absolutely obliterate her. Now, again, Irelia, her last hitting is not great. I don't want to go on about that point a lot because this is only a Silver 3 game, so I don't expect perfect CS. But on a champion like Irelia, who has a inbuilt last hit function with her Q, I would expect maybe a little bit better control, especially under tower. Now, if I was the Irelia, I would base. No point being in top lane right now. Jarvan is full health. You're not full health and you don't have any mana. So, yeah, she's going back. That, in my opinion, is the correct choice to make. While she's going back, let's just have a little look around the map. Let's see how people are doing. So, just looking at the CS department, we've got Blitzcrank that's actually ahead. But, again, I kind of think Hecarim is just a lot more useful than Blitzcrank jungle. Mid lane's rather even, and Kassadin does have a kill up onto the LeBlanc, which is great. You know, Kassadin, I wouldn't call him an amazing pick nowadays, but neither's LeBlanc. Both of them kind of got hit by the nerf stick, but both can still do okay, I guess. And bot lane, the enemy bot lane is obviously winning, or having one more kill than the other AD carry, and also being ahead in CS. But the big discrepancy, I think, in this game is currently in this top lane. If we open the gold tab, now, there is a gank coming off. I apologise, I didn't catch that straight away. That was a really nice knock-up, so that might have been an attack move, and Jarvan is now going completely all in, and that was an okay gank. I think they potentially could have killed him. Normally, as a Blitzcrank, you either want to wait for the flash. That's generally what you want to do, and obviously, yeah, Blitzcrank jungle is a bit weird, but you normally want to wait for the flash, then use the grab, because normally people flash in a straight line. It's normally a free one, but alas, now what Irelia should be doing right now, has she got ultimate? She hasn't got ultimate, but she should be last hit it, like auto-attacking everything. Just auto-attack, auto-attack. So as soon as you get someone to base, as soon as it happens, push it to their tower. The minion wave should be at that tower before the Jarvan is even back to lane, ideally, because you are denying him farm. Now, right now, hopefully the cannon does die. It does die, so you are denying him a cannon, which is great. Now, we're going to speed up the game again because it is a 36-minute game, and we are a third into it right now. Now, let's move away, or just quickly just go into the gold tab. So, Irelia is about 400 gold behind. Double kill for Tristana on their team, so that's great. She is still behind in gold on the Lucian. She's behind by 100. Mid lane, they're rather even, but Kassadin is slightly behind. Now, here comes a gank onto the top lane. Now, one thing I thought I'd also mention is where's the wards? You know, where's Aurelia's wards been? All games so far, I don't think I've seen a ward in the river, in the tri-bush, anywhere. I haven't seen one. You've got the warding trinket for a reason. Use it. Every single time it's off cooldown, make sure that ward is down. If you need to, and I always say this tip is a really good one, buy a pink ward early and place it in this bush right here. Hardly anybody checks it, honestly. You know, it's a really easy thing to do. And if it lasts 5 minutes, if you actually work out, that costs me 100 gold. If it lasts 5 minutes, you know, that's 20 gold a minute. That's one creep. One creep a minute is that pink ward, and that could save your life multiple times in them 5 minutes. Now, Aurelia's getting a bit more confident. She's not exactly on his level right now. He has finished his Hydra. Now, one thing as the Irelia, though, you kind of thinking in your head, your Tristana's getting fed. Now, she does go down to the LeBlanc, but all you have to do on Irelia, honestly, is be a distraction at this point. Your AD carry's fed. You don't need to do a lot other than just survive. Maybe get a bit tanky. Obviously, you do want to finish that Triforce, but most of your damage is going to come from this Tristana. Now, if that needs you to buy just to survive this lane, because obviously a big threat for this Tristana would be a very strong Jarvan. If that needs you to buy a chain vest just so you survive the lane, that's fine. You know, surviving lane in top lane is extremely, extremely important. Now, again, we're going into the under tower bit. CSing, she got quite a lot of them with her ultimate, but still, you can see she's 40 CS behind. There's a teleport coming in. She does teleport to the bottom tower. Doesn't get anything, and what she's done right now is just given Jarvan complete control over top lane without getting anything. Smited away the blue buff without checking. You know, there's not much vision on the map. Enemy team is now completely just snowballing right here. This is just completely obliteration. And just let's slow it down for a team fight. So there's a bad team fight going on. They've been outnumbered in numbers. And they've just gone in basically one at a time or got caught one at a time. And that's just been a free team fight for the enemy team. The Tristana may have been able to do a little bit more damage than she did in that team fight. But I think she was a little bit scared. But I don't know what they were doing there. So obviously the enemy team does not know there's a ward here. Well played to Tristana for getting the kill, I suppose. But that was more of a mistake. Now Tristana can kill this guy. 100% you can kill this guy. Just jump on him and kill him. She didn't attack him enough. Tristana definitely could have killed him if she actually went for the fight. But Lucian got maybe 3 auto attacks him for free. Yeah, just jump on him and kill him. You're way stronger than him. He does have a Bloodthirster, but you had you had more AD. So item build on Irelia. You know, the game isn't going amazing for her. She's 1-3, which isn't great, and she also has only 90 CS compared to her lane opponent who has 150. Right now, if it was me, I'd be thinking, okay, I need to just kind of focus a bit more on what I'm doing, forget about my team, and just try and get me some strength. She's also down 2 levels. Now, she is going in, and this is an okay fight, honestly, if she actually fought him. The reason why, look how many minions there are would be attacking him. Now, it is kind of surprising how much damage minions can do. You know, if you ever go in for a 1v1 fight and you've lost it, and you're in top lane or mid lane, etc., and you fought in a minion wave, open that death recount when you die, and you'll be surprised how much damage the minions actually do. Now, this Blitzcrank, pretty low. I doubt this teamfight is going to go well. Hopefully, there's an okay flash, but Blitzcrank is dead. You know, I can't really comment on this Blitzcrank that much, because you could call it a troll pick, I suppose. Now, Kassadin is coming up to try and help. He's going to meet into a LeBlanc that I don't honestly think he can kind of fight right now, but both of them, I think, will get away. Now, Irelia just got completely tricked on that LeBlanc clone, and she does go down. So that was just a bad mistake by Irelia, being caught out by what was obviously a clone. One thing, a big tip when I say, you know, Shaco clones, LeBlanc clones, or whatever, they usually run in a straight line, you know, especially the LeBlanc ones. Now, the enemy team is starting to kind of get away from this game right now. They're kind of pulling ahead a lot. They're already, you know, 6,000, exactly 6,000 gold ahead at the 1950 mark. So you're kind of thinking, okay, we need to kind of recalculate what we're doing. We need to just be a little bit better in what we're doing. Now, at this point, I'd be thinking, what is my team comp strong about? Now, this obviously Blitzcrank, he's dead probably again. He's dead again. This guy is not playing very well. I presume he doesn't play Blitzcrank jungle because no one really plays it. And, you know, his build is kind of all over the place. But the Irelia's team comp, the one thing they have going for them, they're a great pick comp. You know, they've got a Blitzcrank jungle, which is going to hook people. They have an Irelia, they have a Tristana. They're great at picking, or Kassadin as well. You know, they're great at picking people off. So they are getting some kills now, which is good. They get a shutdown gold, and also they're probably going to pick up the Braum, and Tristana gets the kill. That's completely fine. Now, I would like if Irelia got some of these kills, but obviously it's not the end of the world. Now, Jarvan, meanwhile, is in the top lane. That's a good teleport use, I would think. She's going to save the turret. She is half health, but yeah, she's okay. So all I'll say this game, just to kind of give some notes, last hitting for Irelia could have been a lot better. Knowing that she purely just couldn't fight him early, because in the early game she went for a couple trades that really went against her, and obviously the first blood wasn't good either. You know, if you imagine top lane as the most snowbally lane in the game, if you get behind, you're really going to get behind, and I think this is a massive case for this game. Now, Tristana does get the tower down bot lane, which is great. Irelia is waiting around, I presume, for her Triforce. But this is a great example game of a top lane snowball, honestly. You know, we've got a Jarvan that is now 5-1, 177 CS, the most CS in the game, compared to 105 CS won for Irelia. Now, things that are kind of could have gone better for her, obviously just being more aware of the Ignite, maybe buying a chain vest early. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. If you survive in the lane, sorry, my throat's a bit dry right now. But if you survive in the lane compared to a Jarvan, you're going to beat him eventually. You know, it's inevitable as an Irelia. Now, the enemy team are starting to group now. They're taking team objectives. Tristana should get that red buff. Hopefully, Blitzcrank does give it over. I don't think he wanted to give it over because he did E when it was just about to die. But alas, she does get it. Now, right now, if I was the Irelia's team, I would run on these people 100%. Lucian is down in bot lane. You can see him down there. You're 5 people. They're 4. Run on them. I don't understand why they didn't. Blitzcrank and Tristana both went back to buy. I understand if you have a bit of money in your pocket, you want to spend it. But that was a great opportunity for a team fight that is outnumbering people. Now, this potentially could go quite well. That is the LeBlanc that did manage to get out. But now, okay, they shouldn't keep chasing. Now, my opinion is they shouldn't keep chasing because I think this team fight is about to go south because Lucian is going to take the blue buff and he's going to go over to the side. You've got Jarvan that's on the side and you've still got Hecarim ult, Braum ult. So I reckon this team fight could go bad if the enemy were to engage. So there's Braum ult. Any second, I think this is just going to go bad. So Blitz is about to die. That was overkill. Hecarim did not need to use that ult on Blitzcrank. But yeah, now... this is what I'm saying. You know, the enemy team went for a engage. It didn't go well. Or the Irelia team went for an engage. Didn't go well. They stayed too long. You know, the enemy had time to regroup. They had time to get their ults ready. Leona is doing an awful engage right now. Why would you engage at the point that your team is completely spread and the enemy team is together? The enemy team right now is stronger than you. You should not be engaging on a stronger team in equal numbers. So that was just a pure and simple mistake. Enemy team is just simply cleaning right now. You know, there's no other word for it. They're just completely cleaning in team fights. You know, that was a mistake by Leona going in when it was a bad time. So obviously that wasn't Irelia, you know, who did that. That was, I'd say, a team thing that kind of went wrong. Mainly, I'd probably put that down to Leona. Now, Blitzcrank is making a valiant effort to defend the tower, but he goes down. So he's 0-7. Yeah, so by this video, all I'll kind of say is don't play Blitzcrank jungle. If you do play Blitzcrank jungle, make sure you get a better build than the one this Blitzcrank is building. If we actually focus on builds as well, just to mention a couple things. So the Jarvan build is fine. Hydra into Randuin's. He does a lot of AoE clear, a lot of damage AoE, and he also is fairly tanky. Irelia, you know, rushing Triforce is the perfect build for Irelia, but when you're this behind, as I've mentioned in the past, maybe a chain vest in there just to survive a little bit more would be a great idea. Now, she may get a kill. She does actually stop. She should run up and then... made a mistake. She should have run up to get rid of the chain, then flashed back in, and she may have actually got the kill there. But unfortunately, you know, didn't do that. As I mentioned before, this is Silver 3, so I'm not expecting, you know, miracle plays, and they do get the kill eventually. But going into the build again further, Hecarim's build is rather confusing that he doesn't have a jungle item. I'd call his build pretty poor, honestly. But obviously he is 8-2-10, so just his plays are kind of getting him through the game right now. But I'd always have that jungle item. It helps you do Baron quicker, clearing quicker. It's just overall a good idea. Comparing to the Blitzcrank that has his Spirit Stone, Mo Boots, and is what looks to be a Iceborne Gauntlet build. Now, right now, the enemy team is only 3. They could either jump on them. Okay, they're jumping on them. Really badly organized jump because you have Irelia that was running away and Leona that went in. So just completely misorganized. But obviously, this is solo queue. You can't expect perfect engages. Going to speed up the game just for the last moments, honestly. And right now, if I was the Irelia's team, I'd be kind of thinking, we're in a bit of trouble here. What can we do? So the only thing they can do is hope for a great Blitzcrank hook. If they get a Blitzcrank hook, and I'm pretty much only talking about Lucy and Irelia, bad positioning. I'm not sure why you're outside of your base. You know, this is the point that you probably should just stay inside your base, hope for a Blitzcrank hook, and then try to kill that person. Instead, they're kind of meeting the enemy team just in a pure team fight, which is a bit of a weird thing to do. So you have Tristana from the side, you have super minions in the middle of their base. Now Tristana is starting to attack the Jarvan. And now Lucian arrives. So they didn't even have the AD carry in that moment. And, you know, they were losing. So I'd blame most of that on just them being so disjointed. That should be a... she should have waited for the Q to land, and then she probably would have picked up the kill if she landed the E then Q. But yeah, this game, I would call it that it just got away from the Irelia's team. Mainly due to a couple reasons. That the jungle pressure was heavily favoured into the Hecarim, not the Blitzcrank. Top lane obviously snowballing somewhat, even though he didn't really do much on the map until team fights. Anytime Irelia went top, she had the potential, death up there, which happened a couple times. Mid lane was a bit of a weird one. Neither of them have CS'd well at all. And Kassadin actually has a better KDA right now than the LeBlanc. Now, again, they should be managing to pick up this Hecarim as she jumps and ults now. Okay, she gets it with an auto attack. That's fine. I think Irelia just teleported, and that's an okay teleport. So right now, Baron. 100% go Baron. It's your probably only way back into the game right now. You've got Jarvan who's bot lane without teleport. Start the Baron. Blitzcrank, you should be running to Baron with Kassadin. And they are pinging it, and they are going to do it. But it's a bit late. I would have gone there straight away. Tristana has the right idea starting it. Irelia should be auto-attacking it. And this technically should be a free Baron. There's no smite contest. The Hecarim's dead. Lucian is now the only one. He's now in vision. The culling comes down, but it shouldn't honestly do that much. That was a bit of a weird grab. And you can see how squishy this guy is. Now, this is a mistake. Massive mistake by Tristana. I don't know why you do that. You've got the advantage, number advantage. Your team is doing Baron. You have no idea where the enemy is, and now they're just going to get completely cleaned. And I would blame that mostly on Tristana. Just stay with your team, do the Baron. Helps you do it quicker. Everybody's a little bit more safe. So that was Tristana's mistake there. I can understand she wants kills. The lower ELO you go, people are kind of more greedy for kills. When the high ELO you go, you kind of realize, objectives are kind of what wins the game, not kills. But still, that was Tristana's mistake. She's played okay this game. She has the best KDA on her team right now, but that was a big mistake. That was a moment that they potentially could have turned the game, and I do say potentially, but it was thrown away. And I will probably say this game is going to be won by Hecarim's team, not Irelia's. Now, the one thing, LeBlanc is staying in the base fairly of low health, so I reckon they're just going to go do Dragon, go buy more items, and then probably come in the enemy team, the Irelia's team, in their base as 5 people and try to finish the game. But still, there's been a few mistakes that definitely could have been avoided this game. I'd say most of the advantage that the enemy team has could have been avoided. Mainly, being a bit more safe in top lane. That's an interesting flash. Now, she's done this a couple of times. The Irelia has tried to go for the Irelia, but not really taking into account the W. There is a kill onto LeBlanc, which is great. But yeah, don't really use your flash on a target that can jump away really easily. Now, this potentially could go quite well for the Irelia's team. There is going to be trouble, though, with Hecarim jumping into the middle. Blitzcrank does hook the Jarvan, which is an interesting grab. You don't generally want to grab people close to your Tristana. So it potentially could have been a good team fight, but alas, the enemy team may just be a bit too strong right now. You do have a Hecarim that has a Triforce and obviously a pickaxe, which he might be actually building a Hydra. So Tristana, she's kind of doing a good thing trying to get away from her own base, but she does go down very, very quickly. And yeah, I'd probably call this game over. So we're just going to speed up the game quite a lot right now. There's not really much more to add. This was just a game that kind of snowballed out of control just due to top lane, jungle, I think are the main lanes. We saw bottom lane actually turning. They had a bad early game, but then they started turning the lane phase. But yeah, I'd call this game mainly on the jungler. A Hecarim did a lot better than the Blitzcrank, but also top lane. The Irelia, she did submit the replay. I'd definitely say just work on your last hitting. Invest into a defensive item if you do go behind. That chain vest may have saved you 1 or 2 deaths, which could have made the difference. Definitely take into account the summoner spells and the actual champion you're against. You're an Irelia, he's a Jarvan. Even if you both had teleport, that Jarvan still would win the early game. But he had an ignite. So definitely be a lot more careful when you're going in. A lot of the time, you could have gone for the last hit, simply E'd him, and then run away, but you actually went for a trade. So let's slow it down and see what my team are doing. So they're just running into a team fight. They are looking for it. They are equal in numbers. They do get the kill. That was a very nice kill onto the Blanc. So they should be just going all in onto the team fight right now. You know, the enemy team isn't full in numbers. They're only starting to arrive now. And it's a bit too late. You know, Blitzcrank is in mid lane clearing. And now they just completely get steamrolled. They needed to either kill them quicker or back out. And they took a little bit too much time killing the enemy. So therefore, the enemy could obviously just get there and completely steamroll them. But yeah, apart from the mistakes that I pointed out, there's not that many more. You know, I think the Kassadin had an okay game. Obviously, his last hitting definitely needs to be improved. That's kind of a general thing I'd say for this game. The only one I'd say it's okay, or the two people I'd say it's okay for, is the Jarvan and the Lucian. Jarvan being 7-1-15, you can be let off with, you know, not having, you know, more CS because you've been focusing on kills so much. So he's been doing okay. And again, the Lucian, he's 190 CS, but he is 15-8-10. So again, he's been focusing on kills more than last hitting, which is okay. Now, all the Irelia's team, can do right now is, again, get a Blitzcrank hook, which we've never seen so far in this game, and try to get Lucian, try to get someone. Now, kill this Brom. I don't know why they're not killing him. Just completely wipe him out. There you go. Not sure if that was a DC or something. It looked kind of weird. But yeah, now the enemy team may be looking to try to set up a team fight. Here we go. Hecarim is going in. This is quite weird. Just kill him. All nuke him. Nuke. There's a dead Hecarim. That was a weird play. So you've got the advantage right now. Steamroll. Completely steamroll into the enemy base. Kassadin has got the right idea. Trying to get that kill onto the Blanc. Unfortunately, she does not. Irelia, turn onto the Jarvan. Just go on the Jarvan. He's the closest target. One thing I'll say in a lot of team fights and what people do wrong is they have a set target and they just run through everybody to try and get into that target. Now that could have been much avoided. Now they're going in at wrong times. The Blitzcrank's running away when they run in. Just completely miscommunication. Now the Blitzcrank's confused whether he comes back or not. Always just kill the nearest target to you if it's more convenient. Sure, you want to kill their AD carry, you want to kill their mid laner, but if it's a free kill, which what that Jarvan was, just kill him. You know, Irelia, if Irelia fought the Jarvan under tower over here just now, that would have been a dead Jarvan, 100%. And that little fight there, which is probably going to end the game, probably would never have happened. But anyway, this is probably going to be the end of the game, I'd presume. Again, all I'll say is this Blitzcrank did not have a very good game, so I can't really judge a lot of the enemy or the Irelia's team because they honestly didn't really have a jungler this game, or they had more of a negative influence jungler than a positive influence. But apart from with the mistakes I said, we've seen some okay plays. You know, this Kassadin, I've got to give him props. He did okay. He's making a couple of mistakes now. Nice play there, though. And also the Tristana. The Tristana's done okay. Again, a few mistakes, mispositioning, face checking. But again, she did okay. But that is the game. That is episode 1 of the replay analysis series. You know, I'm new to this. This is episode 1. So again, if you have any things to say, I do have a couple of plans of what I'm going to do. But with being the first week back in university, I haven't had really time to set them up. But eventually I will have, you know, circles and lines that I can move around just to kind of highlight points more. But yeah, that's episode 1. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you've learned a couple of things that, you know, do a bit differently. And that's it. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So goodbye.